After listening to this module, you'll have a better understanding of the role of the underwriter. You'll be able to describe the role within the insurance market, explain what is meant by a subscription.
Important always to remember the business interruption insurance operates, as it says right at the start of the policy, in consequence of the damage at the premises. It's essentially a premises-based risk.
Money laundering is the process by which so-called dirty money, that is money generated, is improved.
The Corporation of Lloyd's is made up of 5 main directorates. Each directorate contains a number of departments and each has specific responsibilities. The Iceberg Model illustrates the fact that in business, successful communication requires effective planning and preparation.
But what effects can part-time management have on your life? Do deadlines gather around you like storm clouds? Next, we'll look at a simple model for prioritising your work.
The purpose of the appraisal is to create a link between the business goals and the individual effort and to ensure that this is maintained. We'll also consider 3 key areas of management responsibility: managing the team, managing the task, and managing the individual, and then review some practical tips for managing these areas. A ratio is simply a comparison or a relationship between 2 numbers. It shows the relative size of 2 or more values. For example, a person may own 1 dog and 2 cats. The ratio is 1 to 2. The proportion of the risk that an insurer takes is known as their gross acceptance. The amount of the risk that the insurer retains is known as their retention, and the amount that is passed on to another insurer is the amount ceded. This is also sometimes called the cession. Merely stating improved sales in a company is rather vague and a poor objective, but stating increased sales turnover of policy A over the next 6 months by 15% is a little bit better.
You're now looking at a typical commercial risk. Look for the 3 examples that will highlight where a specific insurance policy would assist the client. The forklift truck, whether owned or hired in, will need to be covered by a contractor's plant policy.
But there was a mutual understanding that if any one of them was to suffer a loss, they could come to the pool or fund to receive compensation.
This is one of my favourite holiday photographs. You're looking at complete destruction of the insured's business. There's nothing left except a load of scrap.
An IFA could consider stress testing a product, so asking questions like how robust is it? An example would be a traded life policy that was not linked to the stock market fluctuations.
Smart objectives. Specific. What has to be achieved? What are the specific reasons, the purpose or the benefits for accomplishing the objectives?
So, what do we think the future will hold? Well, it's extremely difficult to say, but there is currently a focus on interest-only mortgages. This comes from the press and from claims management companies.